Time for Fowlers Facts. We're going to bring in our staff statistician, the king of the calculator, Clinton Fowler, and a Southwick native. So we'll see you this weekend. We want to talk 250 class because Hunter Lawrence briefly was down and we didn't know if he was maybe out. And then I started thinking, well, who's going to maybe battle for this title? Second and third in points, Haiden Deegan, RJ Hampshire. If they were to battle for the title, big if, because Hunter looks to be okay. Whose seems to have the edge between the rookie and the veteran?
Yeah, Deegan, rookie, amazing season so far. The interesting piece here is Deegan and Hampshire. They sit second and third both in Pro Motocross Championship. Maybe most important in the Super Motocross playoffs, they're separated by just 4 points, guys. But there's a major difference. Deegan on the starts, first lap, he's averaging 5th place. He's finishing in 4th. Hampshire, the veteran, he's averaging 15th on the first lap, and he's averaging a 6th in the finish. So, JT, to me, I look at that and I go, he's got to clean that up, but that's not easy to do in the beginning of a race.
No, and this is just who RJ is, right? It's easy to look at the stats and say, yeah, don't crash on the first lap. Be better when you come across the finish line on that first lap. But he's finding trouble, and it doesn't always have to be your fault. I think it just comes from who RJ is. He's a risk taker. He likes to ride on the edge. And when you're perpetually riding on the edge, you're going to find yourself on the ground. So I think he could take a page from Hunter Lawrence's book, where on that first lap, if things aren't looking ideal, just lay up a little bit, right? You don't have to force it in every situation. It's a lot better to come around the first lap in 10th than it is to come around in 25th. And I think if he looks at the results from purely looking through that lens, he'll be a lot better off.
Yeah, and then Hunter illustrates that by managing Moto 1 has put him in position to not blow the overall, and then he gets it done in Moto 2. Clinton, your numbers say Moto 2 is even worse for Hampshire.
Yeah, I mean, RJ just is getting into worse trouble in the second motos. He's had 3 times where he's been outside the top 20. He's averaging 22nd on the first lap in the second motos. Just not possible. And the thing that really hits it home, guys, he's passed 96 riders this year through 10 motos. So he's averaging 10 position changes per moto, which is just, you're not going to win. You're not going to battle Hunter for the title there.
Unless we start handing out passing points, no, you're not. So we'll see if he can fix that. So with Hunter out of the overall picture, Yamaha sweeps the podium. Now, that didn't seem that crazy because we talked for a dozen years now about Monster Energy, Yamaha Star Racing, and how strong they are in the 250s. But your numbers say this is more rare a podium sweep than you would think.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised by this, guys. It's only happened 21 times in 545 races, so 4% of the races in the full history of the small bike class. So a real rarity. And to your point, Weege, the Star Racing team has had just such depth over the years. It's shocking. They've only done it 3 times, and Yamaha 4 times over history. This probably won't come as a surprise, though. The Pro Circuit team and the Kawasaki guys have done it 9 times, the most of any manufacturer. So it's been done, but it's definitely rare. And so, JT, now the question becomes, can this stacked Star Racing team amongst this field do it again this year?
Can they? Yes. But I believe they're going to need help. If you look at Hunter Lawrence, he's been so consistent, and his DNF in Moto 2 opened the door for this to even be possible because he's been that good. Like, he's almost been a shoo-in to be on the podium. Then you look at other guys like Tom Vial, who's charging forward. You look at Joe Shimoda, who you have to figure is going to be up on the podium one of these days. And then RJ Hampshire, we talked about his troubles, but he's also been on the podium. He's fought through adversity to get there. So it's not going to be an easy road. Can it happen again? As I said, yes. But I don't think it's going to be out of just the Star guys being the best 3. I think they're going to have to get a little bit of help in other places.
Okay. You'll have some help from your friends this weekend. Clinton, you going to hang out with your old buddies at Southwick?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to heading to Southwick and seeing Keith Johnson, who's running the track, and the family running the track, and some of the old pros. It's definitely a homecoming for me.
Not just king of the calculator. Clinton used to ride. He used to race. He used to go to these races. So we'll bring you back. Be good to see you.
I'm looking forward to it, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, real quick, let's get this show on the road going to Southwick. We will make our debut for Pro Motocross on NBC this weekend. We'll have 2 straight hours, first moto coverage of 250s and 450s on NBC. Southwick starting at 1 o'clock Eastern on Saturday. But don't worry, if you have Peacock or the Super Motocross Video Pass outside of America, you can still watch all the motos live and uninterrupted on there. And, of course, Race Day Live.
Hi, folks. Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.